We just got back from an early screening of James Gunn's Superman.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
This is the Iron Man of the DCU. This is their first step into it, building a whole franchise. DC does not have a good track record, as we've seen. You know, there's gonna be some comments of Zack Snyder's the blueprint. This is its own thing.
Yeah,
it's the renaissance of DC. I was going into it a little skeptical just because I wasn't super excited for it, but I couldn't find out which I was more excited for. I think they were both equal between Fantastic Four First Steps and Superman. They were both good. The way that they were showing the marketing and hitting those emotional moments for both movies were really good. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I have empathy and I'm sympathetic to the character. I'm not a hater as I once was. I was more of a Batman guy. This one, it kind of showed a little bit more hopeful in the overall how they present Superman.
Yeah, I completely agree. We watched this movie today, Tuesday, July 8th, and we watched it in Dolby. So just for context, we watched it in Dolby. Yeah, like you said, not a big Superman guy. I've never really been like, oh, Superman he's him. I just always thought he was a character where he's just too powerful, and yeah, he has emotional moments, and I do like the relationship between him and his I guess adopted parents. Yeah. I've always liked that. I thought it was really cool. His story is really cool. I just never liked how he was invincible. He's just too good, and he's too much of a goody two shoes, and he kind of comes off as corny sometimes. And it's just like, I like the more flawed characters. I like a Batman, a Spider-Man, someone that's like just troubled and you can relate to maybe a little bit easier.
I got you. I do like when they humanize Superman,
for sure,
where it's more so they take the equation that he is, an alien and like essentially a god, and more so just focuses that I did come to this earth, I came to this planet and I learned how to be human, and I still am striving for that. For sure. There is a scene in the movie where he says, oh, I just represent good. I'm not loyal, or I'm not allying myself with any one particular party. I just stand for what's good.
This is James Gunn's vision. Like him and I believe it's Peter Safran. They're like the head of
like the Kevin Feige. Of the DC.
Basically, So this is their first steps, no pun intended, but so this is where they're going. Like, where do they go from here? What's gonna happen? What are they building? Is it worth going out and seeing this movie? I will say, for me personally, yes. I think this is a fun movie. If you've never been a big Superman fan, you're gonna find something you like about this movie, and you might just end up loving it. I like the cast. I think David Cornsweet is his name, I believe.
Weird last name.
I would say I like him. I was like a big, not big, but like my Superman was Man of Steel. I didn't watch the old Supermans. We didn't grow up with them, obviously. Like,
I mean, we remember watching them, like the one where he catches the plane in the baseball field, but I don't have that
Superman
much.
Returns.
I don't remember that much of it.
That might be in our movies of July. I watched that recently.
Oh, okay,
so I have seen Superman Returns. I can confidently say this is better than that. Just my opinion. Man of Steel, Henry Cavill was my Superman. I always enjoyed that take because I was like, he is kind of a god in that movie, but at least it's a little bit more like depressing in a way. He's not corny.
It's more of, this isn't your average Superman. This is more hardcore, dealing with heavier themes of it. I will say, I think that's what this movie does well. They do so. They lean a little bit more towards him being lighthearted but serious when he needs to be. For sure. They juggle the weight of, okay, well, I'm just simply trying to do the right thing. I'm Superman. Not necessarily pleasing everybody, just trying to do the overall good thing. Yeah. You know, that's what I like about it. The comedy hits. It's not the craziest funny movie, in my opinion.
If you're worried that like it's gonna kind of be like Guardians where he drops jokes, it's not that often, but it's still James Gunn. You will get a lot of humor. Some of it doesn't land, but I think there's more hits than misses.
But for the average viewer, I think there was a lot of humor
for sure.
And it's just more so a brighter and a lighter tone of Superman. That I think we sorely missed and needed. Just because we're coming from the cuffs of Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, which he did the best that he could, but this is just a different interpretation of the Man of Steel. Another pro for me, Crypto. I liked it. He was very much used in the marketing of it. A little worry of ours was that they were going to use him too much. But I think they used him just right. A perfect amount. I still am with the whole thing of, it was really stupid that people were upset that that's not a Labrador, so that's the wrong dog. I think it wasn't worth it. Still a cute dog. Very emotional. Very just amazing. I like that part of him. That's one of my very favorite pros of the movie. They don't have the Justice League. I thought that's what they were. I mean, it's not
technically
it's just a name, but it's the Justice Gang, and they do run that with that joke a lot, more than they need to, but it's a little joke. Who cares?
It's a little joke. But...
we have Mr. Terrific, which was really good. I liked him. He was a little
Mr. Terrific, probably the best one.
Little quirky in the sense of not being super like he's just himself. He's just like he's in his own world. He's just there to do what Mr. Terrific does.
He kind of reminds me of like what the audience would think. If they were in like that scenario. He kind of speaks for the audience.
For sure. We have Hawk Girl, which she was
okay.
She didn't have too many lines.
No,
I
not
think
at all.
out of everyone there, she had the least amount of lines.
She did.
And then we have
Guy
Gardner as Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern.
My Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake.
Bring it back. Hashtag bring Nathan back.
Yeah.
I don't have much knowledge of Guy Garrick.
Guy Gardner. Guy Garrick.
He just, I know he's a Green Lantern. He's more kind of like a douche, a little asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
I think he was done well.
He was okay.
He wasn't an asshole. He was more just very skeptical about Superman. There is a scene where slight tension arises between him and Superman. He's not going to win that. Green Lantern does not solo Superman. No. Never.
Some people are going to argue that.
No, wrap it up. They are not. He's not beating Superman.
Actually, you would say overall supporting cast good.
Supporting cast of that.
What about Lois Lane?
She's good. I mean, the chemistry that she has with David is pretty good.
Pretty strong. I would say pretty good chemistry.
I'd say a little bit of a step up from Man of Steel.
For sure.
I don't know her name.
Is it Rachel or Amy Adams?
Yeah, Amy Adams and Henry Cavill. It felt very plain. I never really bought that relationship. It's just very plain.
I heard the relationship of Superman and Lois is good apparently, but I've not seen that show.
Me neither. I've seen clips of it, but that's about it.
Yeah, but
let's move on to Nicholas Hoult, our Lex Luthor. I think he did a better job than Jesse Eisenberg.
I think that's a given.
But at the same time, that's not a big bar to cross.
Not at all.
He did a good job, I'd say.
For sure, yeah.
You kind of see more of, damn, this guy really fucking hates Superman.
Really hates Superman.
And he more so goes into it towards the end of the movie on why he hates Superman.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but there's that little monologue that he has against Superman on why he hates him. Really good.
Yeah.
Really compelling. And it's not one of those things that, okay, you just hate him just to hate him. No, there's actual reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
You see why he's envious. He has that hatred. He's just plotting against him. You see that. Where the famous trailer shot where he's looking at the camera crying and just yelling, that was a good scene.
It's a good scene.
Seeing that
great
in theaters,
scene.
Very good scene.
Yeah, I would say Lex Luthor, good. I mean, like I said, I rewatched Superman Returns a few days ago or a week ago, and Kevin Spacey is Lex Luthor, and
that could be a good one. I mean, Kevin Spacey's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he's good, but I don't know
what he does after his free time is. That's like, oh.
To reiterate, not the biggest Superman guy. This is my Superman and my Lex. I would take it. Like these are who I look forward to seeing down the road. And you have other smaller characters like Perry, I believe is his name, who's the head of Daily Planet. And then you got Jimmy Olsen, Mr. Bitches.
Yeah, I guess.
Mr.
Everyone
Bitches
was like, oh my god, he's so hot.
Yeah,
it's just like, all right,
okay, but
cool, man.
I think that's a comic thing. Yeah. Yeah, supporting cast really good. Ma and Pa Kent, good.
Yeah,
good.
I like that relationship of it. Just even how it was like captured on screen.
Yeah,
very good.
I would say the plot is not dumb. I don't think it's going to take you out of the movie. It's a good plot. I think it's simple. We would say it's somewhat safe. It's a safe plot,
and it's to the point of you have to be a little safe because this is what's starting.
You're jump starting something.
This is the first domino, so you kind of have to play it a little safe
for sure.
But it's not safe in a bad way.
No.
This movie by no means is it bad. I didn't walk out this movie thinking, oh wow, garbage.
Yeah,
it's good.
No,
I did like this movie,
and we're two people that enjoy Man of Steel. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
So,
but we know it has flaws. Definitely has a lot of flaws.
Does. It's not everyone's cup of tea. This is not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
No. I think they also did a really good job in showing him that he's not immortal. He takes those hits.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely takes
the sound design is really good.
There are scenes where he gets damaged and he has to get back up. It's not something that he just shrugs off and says, all right, let's go again. You know? You see that.
That's why I enjoy it.
Almost kind of humanizing him a little bit.
I would say there's moments where he like cracks jokes and he gets into a fight and stuff, but there's moments where he'll be in a scene and he like has to say something. This is in the trailer as well, where or one of the trailers where he's speaking and he says like, that's what makes me human, after listing things that he feels. And I think moments like that where he has those few moments in the movie, those are really good.
Definitely,
those are like, damn, like it makes you really connect with them and be like, man, I get where he's coming from. That's really good.
For sure.
There's a big focus on political stuff and how Superman is involved in that and how maybe we shouldn't have him involved in that stuff. More like so that.
Inspired by real life events.
Yeah.
There were certain scenes that Superman would do something and not necessarily aura farm.
It was aura farming.
He just looked really good, and I really bought the whole. Yeah, he's the symbol of hope.
Yeah.
Which they never mentioned that, but because everyone already knows.
Yeah.
You know, and that's great.
Yeah.
It's things that it's showing, not telling. And there are moments where people are really happy to see him, and some moments in the trailer that they're not happy to see him.
Yeah.
But the times that they are happy to see him, that almost sparks that fire of joy within you of like, I support him.
I root for this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Another positive for me is the action sequences. I think they were filmed good. It's not shaky. It's not like disorienting. James Gunn seems like he's trying to have some fun with the camera when doing some of the scenes. So.
You mentioned when we got out of the theater, there was a scene where it's something involving Lex Luthor and the camera just kept on going like that. Not in a bad way. It was more so following the focal point of what he was trying to do. That's a cool shot.
Great, yeah.
James Gunn is very, very creative when he does little shots like that. Yeah,
that was our positives. Let's touch a little bit on the negatives because it's not perfect.
Let's touch on the negatives.
It's not a perfect movie.
No, certain shots of the CGI were a little choppy, and I even knew this going to it like beforehand.
We saw some reviews.
Seeing the trailers, I think the easiest way to classify it is just DC CGI.
Yeah.
It almost looks a little Play-Doh-y and just very fake, but at the same time, we don't know fuck all about like CGI. We don't know how to program it, how it's done.
It's tough.
Just, as reviewers, people that watched it, there are some scenes where it's a little choppy.
For sure.
That's that. However, there are some scenes where the CGI looks good. It does look good. Some of the fights look good. It's not just quick movements. It's a little disorienting. It looks good. The plot could sometimes, it's not bad. It doesn't drag, but it almost feels as if it's going and then just quickly shoots to something else and just keeps on going. Yeah, that's just something.
It jumps around a little bit.
Very much
jumps around a little bit.
Yeah.
So that can either intrigue you because you might enjoy that style of pacing, or you might be like, okay, let's take a break. Like
a little bit. Sometimes it almost feels as if things are just moving a little fast. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. I thought that they were going to more so establish future films. They didn't necessarily do that. There is some stuff that happens towards the end that kind of connects to something else, but it's not a crazy level.
No,
you know.
I would say for me, it's kind of the same. The pacing, I didn't have it. I had a kind of a little bit of an issue with, where it's just like, we are jumping around a little bit. It doesn't let you catch your breath in the beginning, but it's good. It's still fun.
It is good.
It's a fun movie, but there is points where it jumps around a little bit too much, and you're just feeling like, okay, well, some scenes might have wrapped up a little too fast.
Okay.
I think this is a complaint I've seen. Just leading up to going and watching it is just the CGI. It is wonky. I wouldn't say that's like a case for like the flying scenes. I feel like his flight scenes were good. I feel like the CGI was decent.
I would say most of them are pretty good.
It was just some fight scenes, or just like some scenes of like what he's going against, and like just like effects, buildings collapsing and stuff in the trailer. Those are good. Those are good. So it was kind of hit or miss with the CGI, and it's fine. I don't think it's like gonna take you out of the movie or like piss you off or anything. It shouldn't. I guess my other nitpick would be, I think it's a good movie, and I think it hits emotional moments pretty good. I wish some of them were lingered on a little bit more. Like some talks with certain people, and like just conversations would last a little bit longer.
I can see that, yeah.
And maybe the usage of Pa and Ma Kent a little bit more.
Could have been. I think it's one of those things that could have been fleshed out a little bit more.
But I think it's their whole point is like that's all we already established.
And more so just we want to keep the plot going.
Yeah.
A little nitpick on my part as well is it does wrap up a little too quickly.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it had to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how long this movie is. Maybe they did it just to save time. But it does wrap up quickly, fairly quickly, and just ends.
Yeah.
But not anything of crazy proportions, earth-shattering proportions, but it wraps up quickly.
Yeah.
But doesn't impact the overall movie. Like I said, we didn't walk out the movie being like, holy shit, this movie's ass. Yeah. But I think with 30 more minutes of screen time, maybe could have added some more fleshing out characters, maybe tightened up the ending a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, this movie's coming in at 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah.
2 hours and 9 minutes. And I know there's a cut out there. I'm not trying to be funny, but like a Snyder cut. Can we get the gun cut?
The gun cut.
Give me like 45 more. Maybe just because I want to be in this world more. And maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I do want to be in this world a little bit more. I want to get more Superman. Like, I think they balanced it good with like all these supporting characters and Superman still being the focal point, but I want more of him. Like I was telling him earlier, like I think I got spoiled by the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, where you spent 3 hours and the camera is just on him. Like he's like in that movie the whole time. So I just wanted more of that, where I was just like, I want more Superman. Like I'm enjoying the world I'm in. I'm having fun. Let me get more of him. But you know, I get it. You got to fit in other characters and you got to move the plot along. So
I don't know if this is a spoiler or anything, but this movie also kind of does that what the Batman does, in the sense of we spend more time with Superman than Clark Kent.
Yeah, I think we can say that. That's not a spoiler. Like just like there's not much Clark Kent to touch on here.
No, it's very sparingly, just like a sprinkle of Clark Kent. But I agree with you. With this, it makes me feel optimistic, more hopeful. Sure. I do want to see how the DCU grows. Yeah. You know, but at the same time, we have been burned before. I remember the hype of after Man of Steel going on to Dawn of Justice, that Comic-Con.
You remember that they showed the logo?
The logo of the Batman of the Dark Knight Returns. And it was hype. It was hype, but then we got what we got. So we've been burned before, but it feels nice to have something more in the palette that isn't just the MCU.
If you feel like you've been burned by the DCEU with the Suicide Squad and Dawn of Justice, all those movies.
Wonder Woman 84.
Exactly, yeah. Give this a chance. This is a reboot. This is a fresh start. James Gunn, he cares. You can tell he cares. This movie hit for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I want to see it again. Like, if I could watch it again right now, I would. Just because it's a fun movie.
Yeah, I think so.
It made me feel things. I had fun with it. I think everyone does their job correctly. Like, the cast
For sure.
Right. There's nothing that stood out to me that really bothered me. So, for the first little swing of James Gunn taking over the DC, for me, this movie, Superman is going to get an 8 out of 10. First viewing, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
As for me, I did like this movie. I came out pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I was going to hate the movie. I was more so taken aback of how well he was shot in the light of being Hope. Really good. I like how they humanized him. Those moments were really good. I did like the action scenes, certain flight scenes even. Crypto was amazing. The score was good. The supporting actors were really good as well.
For sure, yeah.
It makes me hopeful. And I think that
job.
speaks to how well they wrote it, shot it. I do like how James Gunn is not only, the new Kevin Feige of the DCU, but is also directing this, showing that, hey, I'm invested in this. I want to do this. I want to do this right. I admire him for that. Yeah. For me, I think I would want to see it again, just because this is our first review and first time watching this. So for me, I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Good. Pretty good. Like I said, this is not a bad movie by any means.
At all, yeah.
A really good start to the DCU. Very strong, very safe, and a good summer movie, I'd say, all around. Yeah. For sure. Pretty high bar, I like to say. Well, that's going to do it for our first review. Yes. If you like this, please let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. More so just comment if there's anything else that you want us to review. If there's a particular movie that you would want us to talk about, comment down below. Let us know.
The month of July for us is pretty stacked. We have a video coming out every week, so please subscribe, check in on the channel, go watch our old stuff. If you like our content, we're just two guys that enjoy movies, games, media.
We have a good little collection of things that you can watch.
And it's going to keep growing. So
very much so.
Please binge watch, enjoy it, have some fun. Please like, comment, and subscribe once again. And we'll catch you.
Catch you on the eyes up here.